This is White Plains Week, the weekly news roundup. With your moderator, John Bailey, editor and publisher of the daily internet newspaper White Plains Citizen Net Reporter. Jim Benaroff, editor and publisher of SuburbanStreet.com and WhitePlains.com. And Peter Katz, noted broadcaster and journalist. White Plains Week. What's happened? Who are the newsmakers? And what's in store for the future? The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the participants. White Plains Week is presented Fridays at 7:30 and again on Mondays at 7 p.m. here on Channel 76. Now, White Plains Week.
One of the things that happened the last 2 weeks was that this flyer from the Gedney Association was mailed to a large portion of the population of White Plains, and it essentially was citing the reasons why the Gedney Association thinks White Plains should not do the project. And what was your opinion of this?
Well, first of all,
since you live in the Gedney area.
I live in the Gedney neighborhood. I live fairly close to Ridgeway. I think that, quite frankly, that the school will benefit the city tremendously. There are certainly certain issues that have to be looked at carefully, traffic being one of them. Mm-hmm. But the traffic is going to be limited to certain times a day. I think that this brochure was very one-sided. I don't know how much it cost. I am a member of the Gedney Association. I don't know if they have Gedney Association statistics showing the for and against or indifferent of all the membership, or for that matter, whether all of the residents of the area are in fact members of the Gedney Association paying dues. In addition to which, I don't know what they spent on this, but they certainly didn't put that information out to everybody. Mm-hmm. I think that, they've been putting up these signs against FASNY, which I think are blighting the neighborhood. I've said this before, I'll say it again, and I'll continue to say it. But I just think that if we turn down the school, I think it's really going to affect housing prices in a downward respect. And the reason I say that is nothing's going to happen. First of all, they can't come in with anything new there at this point that wouldn't take another 2 or 3 years, like the delayers who have been delaying the approval of this think. So instead of it now being, it's going to be this delay plus the next delay. I mean, it's really narrow thinking.
Right. Well, they recommend alternatives to FASNY as being a golf course or other recreational use, private, semi-private, or public, but they don't say what they would accept. They say a farm-to-table restaurant, organic garden, and nature preserve currently being explored by a White Plains-based organization. Now, if anyone has been to, I think, Stone Barns, that big organic restaurant over, is that the one located near the Rockefeller Estate there?
Yes.
Yes, right. There's always traffic over there. And if they want traffic, they will get it.
Yeah, they've got to understand something too.
Parking is...
If they get that, if they get any kind of restaurant facility, they aren't going to be able to institute the kind of controls on parking that they can as far as the school is concerned.
No. Yeah, that's true.
They just wouldn't be able to do it. First of all, that's assuming that you could get somebody to go in there who would abide by everything and who would go through the environmental.
It would have to be a big restaurant.
And they'd have to have a lot of money. I mean,
Yes.
the DEIS is 550 pages. Are you going to put somebody else through that who's going to put a restaurant in?
That's true.
And I know a lot about the restaurant business.
That's true. And then they say single-family homes on 3/4 of an acre lots. The city can negotiate with any developer for an open space conservancy.
There is no market for single-family homes in the price range that they would have to build there.
Well over $1 million.
That's right.
Yeah.
That market is very, 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 very bad.
Now the single-family homes, you would have to build pretty up, like maxi mansions
Well, the other thing is
to attract
the
that.
environmental. They're going to have to do garbage collection. They're going to have police protection. They're going to have no parking on the streets at night, patrolling.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many things. It's absurd.
Right, and it's
And I would
interesting.
say that market for those kind of houses, I would say, is a minimum of 10 years away.
Yeah, what troubled me about this was there was just enough, factualities in it to make you worry. And but anyway, it is their right to put out their opinion on it, and they care about it. And if you were in a neighborhood and you lived near a golf course and you were concerned about how it would develop, you would probably be doing the same thing. I know in my neighborhood, Haviland's Manor did the same thing regarding the Boy Scout property and regarding the building of those townhouses on North Street, and nobody listened to us.
I have a home in Florida in a very, very environmentally sensitive area.
Yeah.
And there is no way White Plains doesn't even come close, not even close to being as environmentally sensitive as the community down there is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and when I built my house, I didn't want anybody else to ever build another house.